This top four race is really heating up. It really is. There's a massive gap between us and Wolves after this result. Of course, that's not going to be an issue anymore. I don't think so anyway. It is Chelsea, Man United and Arsenal all fighting for that fourth spot. And it's going to be a very exciting end to the season, especially if you're not involved in that final battle. It's looking unlikely. I feel like, performance today against Huddersfield was absolutely vital that we did well. We had to win the game. Otherwise, Man United winning their game comfortably. Chelsea are probably going to win their match. So we have to keep up with them. I just don't think performance-wise, again, today, that we showed enough to be in that top four come the end of the season. But you never know, okay? There were some positives today, but also some negatives. But as I said, the only thing that's important, really, is the result. And we've managed to get a 2-1 win away from home. We were leading at half-time. What is this? We were winning a game at half-time. Absolutely unbelievable. But, of course, we had to concede that late own goal. I haven't seen it again. From very vague memory. I can't quite remember exactly how it happened. I think it's something to do with Mustafi. I think he's given it away. And ultimately, it's Kolasinac who's put it in his own net. It was a very, very messy goal to concede. And it's just the final few moments of the game. We haven't had a clean sheet away from home in so long. It feels like forever. Why couldn't we just get one today against bottom of the table? This is one of those games. It doesn't matter if you're away from home. You play against bottom of the league. You've got to win. If you're a team like Arsenal, if you're in that top kind of 8, I would say this is just a win. No questions asked. Yes, we got the win, but did we perform that well? No. And again, I'm asking questions of certain players. I thought the lineup, which you can see there, which is a 3-4-3, really suited us today. I feel like we set up to really hit them on the break and also be very good with possession. We had a lot of the ball, as you'd expect. And it felt like we actually, even though we didn't have Aubameyang, it felt like we were flowing more going forward. Mkhitaryan, I thought, actually had a pretty decent return today. We had Iwobi on the other side, and then Lacazette down through the middle. Where does Aubameyang go in that? Well, arguably, I would take out Mkhitaryan. I probably wouldn't have taken out Iwobi for this game, so obviously Aubameyang would have been playing out wide. But without Aubameyang, we can still win games, yes, even though it's Huddersfield. And I was really pleased with the lineup. I thought it was a very good choice. I really, really enjoyed that Iwobi goal. It was very lucky. It went off the defender's leg and went in, but I was just so happy for him. Iwobi is one of those players that, stats-wise, it's not terrible, but when you look at his assists and goals per 90 minutes, it's below where he should be at compared to other young talents. But he gets a lot of stick, and he's being thrown into this team a lot this season under Emery. Emery's put a lot of trust in him. And I think a game like today, if he can do that more often, his confidence is only going to go back up and we'll see the Iwobi that we saw at the start of the season again. He's gone through, I think, a bit of a dry spell. But today, that's going to be a massive confidence boost for him. And I'm so pleased for him. He is a great guy. Like, if you watch any of the Arsenal videos on their YouTube channel that involve Iwobi, he's just a good lad. And, I've been bad myself in the past of just slating Iwobi, but I feel like then it was deserved. I feel like he was really struggling to make an impact when he played for us, but this season he's definitely got a lot better. I think Emery has to get some credit for that. Giving him more game time, playing him in the correct positions, and just giving him freedom to play. And I think Iwobi really does a lot better down that left side in a 3-4-3 formation because there's less defensive responsibility for him. He had Kolasinac right behind him, who, let's be fair, isn't a defender, but when he plays on that left side in this 3-4-3, he gets back and helps out with Monreal behind him. A lot of experience there. It just worked. It really worked well. So super happy for Iwobi. Lacazette's goal as well. Beautiful assist from Ainsley Maitland-Niles, who, for me, is streets ahead of Lichtsteiner. Not in experience, and you could argue in ability. Lichtsteiner in his prime was an absolutely fantastic player, but he's way past that. Ainsley Maitland-Niles needs to be starting ahead of Lichtsteiner. He needs to be starting ahead of Jenkinson as well. But of course, when Bellerin comes back, he goes straight back into the team, of course. But Maitland-Niles, as a midfielder, he's said openly that he likes to play down the middle. Box to box, more attacking if possible, I think he said in the interview. But he's more than capable of being that versatile. He can play left back, right back, right wing. He could play probably, if you really wanted to, at striker, if you really had no other options. Because I feel like he's very good technically with the ball. I don't think he would score any... He wouldn't score crazy goals. He wouldn't score a lot of goals. But he's just one of those players that can plug a gap anywhere. I definitely wouldn't play him at striker. It was a bit of an exaggeration, I'll be fair. But he's just so great to have as a squad player. And I saw him on the lineup and I thought fantastic. I think Emery now sees that Lichtsteiner is more of a... I think we've almost signed him to be a good squad player for us, but actually he's not a good squad player for us. He's actually good off the pitch. I think he's a great mentor to the rest of the players. He's got a real commanding feel to him. You know, he gets respect. He's done everything. He's won everything. He's a great player, but not so much now. I don't see him getting back in this team if Ainsley Maitland-Niles plays that well. El Neni came on today, and I've been very, I don't think cruel is the word, but I have kind of called him a backward, sideways passer constantly. You know, whenever I see El Neni get the ball, he's always looking to the sides. There's no forward thinking, but something about El Neni came on today, and boy, he was a different player. I thought he did very well. He helped out defensively, but he got himself forward. A few passes out onto the wings, really nice play. I actually think he did quite well. So it's one game, but that's the El Neni we want to see. I don't want to see a midfielder come in. I know he's a defensive player, but he just doesn't look up. He's always looking for that pass to the side, the pass to the back, which is fine in some situations. If you feel like the forward pass is too risky, you play it back, retain possession. But I want to see forward-thinking players. Granit Xhaka is a great example. Defensive player when he needs to be, but he gets his head up. He's always looking for a forward pass. Torreira as well does a lot of sideways passing. I think that's just because of the position he takes up, but he does look to get his head up and find the strikers, find the wingers, and that's what you want in a midfielder. El Neni just didn't seem to be doing that. So who knows, maybe he's had a good talk with he's talked to himself in the mirror. He's talked to Emery, and clearly they've come to a bit of an agreement that maybe he was too defensive and needs to be a bit more free. I don't know. It seemed like a different player today. I'm not saying he had the best game ever, but he certainly did a lot better than normal. I didn't really want him to come on. We saw Denis Suarez again. I thought he was okay, nothing special. Let's talk about Mustafi. Apparently we're going to sell him in the next transfer window, which doesn't surprise me. I don't think he's good enough. The only issue I see with this is we bought him for 35 million, and it's going to be... I think we'll be lucky to get 20. We're going to make a massive loss on Mustafi, plus all the wages. I don't know how much he's on, but as a World Cup winner, when he joined, we were desperate for a defender. I'm sure he was able to ask for a lot of money and get away with it because we were that desperate. He's going to be a big problem. I don't think we're going to sell him very easily. We're not going to get that money back, but that's football. You win some, you lose some when it comes to making signings. Unfortunately, we've lost massively on Mustafi. I think when he first joined, I think we went unbeaten with him in the team for 20 games or something like that. There was a crazy stat going around where we just didn't lose with Mustafi in the team. But now, we lose when Mustafi's in the team. He's so clumsy. He just goes to ground all the time. There was a few, I'll be fair, there was a few moments today where he broke up an attack, and I actually thought, do you know what? He isn't as bad as everyone says, but is he a top 6 club defender? No. Would he walk into most Premier League sides? I think if you're looking below the top 8, then yeah, he does. But he doesn't get into Man City's team, Man United, Chelsea, Tottenham, Liverpool. Like, no chance. So it's just the way it is. And I know he's very well liked within the squad. If you watch the Arsenal training videos, he's quite vocal. He's always counting up on that passing game. He's kind of like a captain who's not captain. I've used that phrase quite a few times, and it's good that we've got that. We've got a few players like that. But Mustafi, for me, just isn't good enough, and I don't think he ever will be. He's too accident-prone, and I would very much like to sell him for 25 million or whatever it'll be. I'm sure he'll end up somewhere like maybe like an Inter Milan, something like that. And I'm not saying that he's good. He's good enough for Inter Milan because they're worse than Arsenal, because they're not. But that's the kind of move I see happening. You know, kind of like Serie A, maybe back to the Spanish league. But I would like to take whatever we make from him and invest that into another centre back. But hopefully by that time, Holding will almost be fit. We've really missed him. We'll be getting Chambers back from his loan. I'm sure we're going to sell him because he is just nowhere near as good as we thought he was going to be. It's a real shame because I like Chambers. I liked him when we signed him, but hasn't really worked. So, you know, we've got Socrates, Koscielny. I don't know what's going to happen with Koscielny. He's getting to that point now where it's like, oh, are you really that good? Difficult one. So it leaves us with Socrates. We've got Mavropanos, who's very inexperienced, seems massively injury prone. And of course, Holding when he comes back. Monreal, for me, better on the left side, but can play centre-back. So it's quite clear that we are going to have to invest in that position. So I would very much like to see the sale of Mustafi be put into another centre-back. There's no way we're selling him and not buying a centre-back. That would be... I would be so disappointed and angry at the club for that. So it's a 2-1 win. Another game where we failed to get a clean sheet, but we've picked up the win. I mean, that's all that matters. You know, Manchester United have won their game. We had to keep up with them. I can't imagine. They've had such a bad season up until Solskjaer took over and they're above us. It's just... and we started so well as well. We went unbeaten for so long. Just counts for nothing if you're not winning games. Drawing is not as good as winning, obviously. So it's a little bit hit and miss, that run we had. I don't think it actually meant too much. It was good that we weren't losing, but we weren't winning enough. So ultimately, I'm obviously pleased with the result. I'm pleased that we're keeping up with that top four. But every game passes means less opportunity to overtake these other clubs because they're winning their games. It's over to Chelsea now. We'll see how they get on. I'm not actually sure if they will win, you know. It could be an interesting game. I'm definitely going to watch it. But thank you for watching this review, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Back tomorrow with another career mode video. And I can tell you right now, I have moved to a new club and I'm really excited about it. There's going to be less of the interviews. I get it. A lot of people like it, but a lot of people don't. So I'm going to do less of it. And hopefully it's going to be a bit more like my usual career mode stuff. So hopefully you're looking forward to that, and I will see you then.